chapter. Okay. Hello everyone. Namaste, Hare Krishna. So we are in the 5th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. This chapter is titled Karma Sannyasa Yoga. So in Bhagavad Gita, there are 18 chapters. In the first 5 chapters, Krishna talked about Karma Yoga. And in the second half, from 6 to 12, Krishna talked about Bhakti Yoga. And in the last 6th chapter, Krishna touched various topics, elaborated on various topics, which he had spoken before. I'm getting a phone call. Okay. So in the Karma Yoga section of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna taught us the art of working. The art of working. So we all work in this world. Every day, everybody works. So we work sometimes to earn money, and we work to take care of our family members, wife or children, and so forth. And sometimes we work to take care of our own body, this body. So any action we do, it's all working. So Krishna is a message to Arjuna, but it also a message to us that how do we work in this world? What should be our consciousness while working in this world? Sometimes we think work is a burden. Why should I do this? Why this is happening to me? And because of we are in this I and my zone, most of the time we are in the ahankara and mamakara, the zone of I and mine, ahankara and mamakara. So the art of working in Krishna consciousness as a service to the Lord, as an offering to the Lord, which will help us to come out of this I and my zone, by us working for the pleasure of the Lord, as a service to the Lord, with consciousness about the Lord, that purifies our mind, purifies our existence, and clears out all the negativity from us. So that way, we don't feel work to be a burden, and we can very joyfully work in this world as a service to the Lord. And by such purification of mind, we can focus on the Supreme Lord. It's easy. It becomes easy to take up the process of Bhakti Yoga, where one can fix their mind unto the Supreme Lord, and one can attain liberation, breaking the cycle of birth and death. So that is the essence of Bhagavad Gita in a nutshell. So Krishna took real good time. The first 5 chapters, he spent real good time to teaching us the art of working. Okay. So this is the last chapter in that section, and I'll give an overview of what we have covered so far. I know some of us have missed previous sessions, so this summary or overview would help us to catch up on other topics so far what we have covered. Okay, so in this 5th chapter, this chapter also starts with the question, inquiry from Arjuna. Arjuna asks, okay, now that I understood, I need to work. I need to work like a yogi, a karma yogi. Arjuna has no question about it, because Krishna is not leaving Arjuna. Arjuna wants to run away from the battlefield. He doesn't want to work. And Krishna is not letting Arjuna to do that. He's making sure Arjuna works because that is his duty. But when Arjuna is working, Krishna wants Arjuna to work with proper mindset, with proper consciousness, that will help him to attain liberation. Okay, so Arjuna understood that. Arjuna understood that he has to work like a yogi, karma yogi, and he should not renounce. But Krishna also emphasized this path. It's also a valid path, the path of renunciation one can take. Okay, So Arjuna asks this question again. So what is most beneficial for people in general? Which one is a better path? And Krishna says both paths are equal. Both paths are equal. You can be in this world and you can still attain liberation, or you purify your mind by the practice of karma yoga. And after purification of mind, you can renounce. You can go to the forest. You can do, if you want, you can take that path also. And work for thousands and 10,000s of years, but your lifespan is only 100. But the practice takes longer time. You can take birth again and again and still practice that Ashtanga yoga to attain liberation. That is one path. Or otherwise, you can take the path of bhakti, the devotion towards the Lord. Bhakti yoga, by which one can easily attain moksha, liberation. So Krishna is emphasizing more or instructing Arjuna to take up karma yoga, right, in this chapter. To take up karma yoga, because that is easy for you. Don't artificially renounce. Okay. And Krishna talks about how to work again. This Krishna spoke about in previous chapters, but again he's kind of giving additional details. Work like a yogi. Be a yoga yukta. Yoga yukta. Work like a yogi. So how yogi works? He works bringing God in center for the pleasure of the Lord, as a service to the Lord, offering the results to the Lord. Such a yogi, being in this world, doing all kinds of activities, is never get entangled. He's called sannyasi, a nitya sannyasi. He's still called a renunciate. That's a good deal. We don't have to leave our family members. We don't have to leave our the profession we like or anything we want to do. We don't have to do that. Krishna is saying, you just need to change your mindset. You're still called a renunciate. Just change your mindset. You're called a sannyasi. You don't have to become monk. You don't have to become monk. You don't have to renounce everything. You just change your mindset. That's it. You're still called a yogi, a sannyasi. So, but Krishna adds additional details, okay? But while practicing that, being in a householder life, there are some obstacles, that is senses. You have to control your mind and senses, okay? And if you can control your mind and senses, being in this world, doing all kinds of activities, you're still considered non-doer. That means the actions does not produce new reactions. That means we are nullifying our karma. We are nullifying our karmas, means we are on the path of liberation. So how to, being a householder life or being a karma yogi, how to work like that? Just change our mindset. Not working for ourselves, my own enjoyment, but work for the pleasure of the Lord, as a seva to the Lord. Is a seva. It's a beautiful word, right? Seva to the Lord. Anything I do as a seva to the Lord. If Lord gives me, I accept it as a prasadam, as an offering by the Lord. And if I did not get the result I wanted, I still consider as God's plan. I'll be happy. I'll be neutral. So such a person is called a yogi. He works with detachment. And Krishna adds additional details. How a yogi lives in this world. He lives in this world only for purification. This is another beautiful word Krishna adds, purification. Most of the time we live in this world for enjoyment, sense enjoyment, through eyes, through nose, or tongue, mouth, or various sense organs. But a yogi is the one who lives in this world for purification. His purpose of life is purifying his mind, purifying his consciousness. Such a person, such a yogi who lives in this world only for purification can attain peace. Can attain peace. So after this, one may have this doubt. If I am doing the work, if I am playing cricket, I got the award man of the match. Why shouldn't I enjoy for myself? Why should I offer to Lord? Krishna, why are you asking me to give it to you, offer it to you? I earned with my own strength. I attained this man of the match award with my own strength. Other example, if I'm making a delicious food, I could cook it, and when everybody appreciates, like, oh, you made a delicious food, why can't I take the appreciation for myself? Why should I give the appreciation to you? Krishna, towards in the 5th chapters, all these 5 chapters of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is saying the same thing again. Don't take the credit for yourself, offer it to me. Don't think you are the doer. Okay, so the answer here is one may say, like, if I am doing it, I should enjoy it. One may have this doubt, and Krishna is saying, don't think that. Don't think you are the doer. There are other doers too. So example, we say, like, if there is a team of 5 people, and if one person wants to claim the credit for all others' work, such a person is an egoistic person. Right? So see, that's what Krishna is saying. Don't think you are the cause of your actions or happiness or distress. There are other factors too. So what are those factors? See, Atma, we are a Atma, soul living in this body. That is one factor, because Atma desires to do an action. And there are other factors who help us to function. For this body to function, there are various factors. One factor is Atma. Other factor is super soul, Prakriti. Super soul, Paramatma, the God himself. Right? And the third factor is Prakriti, material nature, the energies of the Lord. So what are the way we are functioning? It's because of the energies of the Lord, Maya Shakti of the Lord, the Prakriti of the Lord, and the Lord himself. So how these are all dots connected each other? The soul desires. The soul, in contact with the body, because of having this body, its senses, looks at something and desires it. I want it. I want it for my own enjoyment. Through enjoying through senses, tries to desire. Now it is because the soul desires, the super soul sanctions it. Okay, so be it. And the Prakriti, material nature, facilitates in such a way the body functions to fulfill the desire. These are all connected. All these dots are connected. So we are not the only doer in this body. We can't take the credit for ourselves, for our own victory or our own success. We can't take the credit for ourselves. We have to attribute that credit to the Supreme Lord. The Supreme Lord. Because we are not the only doer, there are various other factors, various other team players who are making sure this body functions. So I can't take the credit for myself, for any action I do, any success or failure also. Okay, I can't take it for myself. If I take it to myself, I'll become proud and I'll get entangled in this world. So what Krishna is saying, work like a yogi, in proper mindset, with proper mindset, offer the results to the Lord, do as a service to the Lord. Don't think you are the only doer. If you can work like that, you're called a yogi. And the knowledge the knowledge you're applying for your work, right? So that becomes a, Krishna gives a nice example here, that becomes a sunlight. Just as sunlight dissipates the darkness, the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, or the knowledge of these three doers, will dissipate the darkness of our ignorance. That is our ahankara. We think we are this body. We think we are the one who is the cause of our success or failure. So that will be dissipated or removed. Okay, that covers 16 verses. Okay. And 17 to 29, Krishna says, okay, now that you know there are other doers, that is, the super soul is also present in you. He's making sure your body functions. Okay. Fix your mind onto that person. Fix your mind onto that person, that Supreme Lord. That Supreme Lord, fix your mind. So what happens when you fix your mind onto that Supreme Lord? You'll attain purification of mind, purification of consciousness, and you'll be in a neutral state. You don't discriminate people. You don't discriminate people. Krishna is talking about a highest self-realized soul, where he sees everybody equally. A Brahmana, a learned person, a cow, an elephant, a dog, or a dog eater, all the living beings, irrespective of body, species, gender, anything. This person, this yogi, sees everyone equally. He never discriminates. As long as we discriminate people based on their bodily things, or their mindset, or their religion, there are always conflicts in this world. Because of not knowing the fact that we are the soul, Atma. But when we fix our mind by learning Bhagavad Gita, or fixing our mind through the process of Bhakti Yoga, our mind is purified. We don't discriminate people. We see everyone equally. Krishna is saying a self-realized person is the one who sees everybody equally. Okay, so in the path of spirituality, there are obstacles, hindrances, obstacles. It's not a smooth road. Smooth road we can drive. There are always speed breakers which will break us. which will stop our easy flow. So what are those? Krishna says those are sense enjoyment, enjoying through senses. Bhoga vritti, enjoying through senses. So Krishna says if a person is so much inclined towards enjoying through senses, he will never come out of that. He will never come out of that. But a yogi is the one who regulates his senses. Regulates his senses. And Krishna, in this verse, he says, tolerate. Yes, the agitations happen. The agitations happen. When we look at something, some interesting object through our eyes, our mind agitates. Mind says, go and get it for your enjoyment. Krishna is saying, tolerate it. Tolerate it. How long I need to tolerate? Through the end of the life. Krishna is saying, till the end of the life, you have to tolerate. Okay. So one may say, Krishna, that is hard for me. How can I tolerate my senses? My senses always pull left and right. Right? So that's when Krishna talks about dhyana, meditation. Okay. So we'll see those verses, meditation. That is the beginning. That is a seed for the next chapter. In the 6th chapter, Krishna totally elaborates about the art of meditation, dhyana yoga. But here Krishna gives a hint that you can control the mind. It's not hard. You can control the mind by the process of meditation. And Krishna in this chapter, 29th verse, towards the end, he says, Bhoktaram Yagnatapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. You know me. You know me as a Supreme Lord. You work for me. Fix your mind on me. then you can live happily in this world, joyfully. And now we need to complete this chapter. So that's a complete overview. So I'm not going to give the again overview in the next session. So that next session will begin with chapter 6. Okay, so we'll see from 24 to 29 in this session, and we'll complete this chapter. Okay. Maybe I'll ask someone to read this, 24.
one whose happiness delighting inwards, Brahma Bhuta stage. One whose happiness is inwards, Anta Sukha, religious inwards, Antar Arama, and sight is inwards, Antar Jyoti, is actually the perfect mystic, yogi. He is self-realized, liberated, and attains the supreme, Brahma Nirmanam.
Thank you, bro. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So in this verse, Krishna is saying, so in the previous set of verses, Krishna is saying sense enjoyment is the one which troubles us, because our focus is on external things. Our happiness we derive from external things, right? I'll be happy only when I have this in my life. That's called relative happiness. It's called real happiness. It's not real happiness, it's relative happiness. Relative happiness is that is which depends on an object or a place, right? I'll be happy only if I have iPhone 20 in my life. I'll be happy if I have a beautiful wife in my life, or a beautiful spouse in my life. Or I'll be happy if I go to a vacations place where I can enjoy through my senses. So those kind of happiness one tries to derive, those are all relative happiness. Those are not real happiness. Krishna is saying focus inwards, not focus outwards. Most of the time our sight is outwards, not inwards. We try to derive happiness from external things. So Krishna is clearly saying is happiness is one whose happiness is inwards, that is by meditating on Atma or Paramatma. A Gnana yogis meditate on Atma, but a Bhakti yogi meditates on Paramatma. And such a yogi, if the object is there or not, he's happy. If a person is there or not, he's happy. If a place is there or not, he's neutral, he's happy. This is art of happiness. Happiness which one derives from inwards, not from external things. And such a yogi, Krishna adds on, he releases inwards only, antararatma, and his sight is inwards only. So such a person is called a perfect mystic yogi. He is self-realized and he can attain the Supreme Lord easily. So who is a true yogi, a real yogi? Is the one who is focused inwards, not focused outwards, who is trying to derive happiness from inwards by the practice of Gnana Yoga or Bhakti Yoga. So that is 24. 25. Sadhana for attaining liberation or result of delighting inwards. Krishna in 424 says you have to fix your mind inwards, derive happiness from inwards, not from external things. And when you do that, you're called a true yogi. And by such practice, what is the result? Okay, you'll be free from sins. You'll be free from kshina kalmashaha. You'll be freedom from sins. You'll not commit sins. You'll not commit sins by focusing mind inwards. Your mind doesn't agitate, doesn't pull towards those things. You'll not commit sins for the future, and also your historical sins or past life sins also will be removed. And Krishna gives more details in later chapters, like by the Bhakti Yoga practice, everything, all the sins can be removed. But Krishna is giving like high level details here. Freedom from dualities and doubts. Most of the time, the biggest confusion, biggest doubt we have is we are this body. We are not aware of, we are not aware of the fact that we are the soul. Most of the time we are in bodily consciousness. We don't even realize that we are a soul. But a yogi, by fixing mind inwards, all his doubts are cleared. He knew very well that he is a Atma and he can see everyone equally. And his minds are always engaged within. Yathatmanaha. His minds are always engaged within. Within means like a Jnana yogi meditates on Atma or a Bhakti yogi meditates on Supreme Lord. So other important point Krishna is saying, working for everyone's welfare. A yogi, by such practice of spirituality, he attains purity in mind, never commits sins, and while living in this world, he also seeks welfare of others. Sarva bhuta hite rataha. No, everybody wants to do humanitarian work, right? By feeding the poor people, by helping them, giving them money. These are all humanitarian work. These are all good things. Volunteering services. In my office also, there is they'll give 2 days PTOs so that we can go and help any organization to pack lunch for certain organizations so that they can distribute the food. Various things like that. These are all humanitarian works. These are all good. If a person is in hunger, if a person is in hunger, I could feed him. I can give the food. But it's not just one person who is hungry in this world. There are many, many people who are hungry in this world. If you see the entire globe, there are many, many people who are in starvation. How many people we can satisfy? How much humanitarian work we can do? If a person needs money, wealth, maybe we can donate some money, some percentage, 1% or 5%. We can't donate entire our possessions to him and make him rich and we become beggar. That's not going to happen. So that's also good. Like helping, these are not wrong. These are all good. This will help a person. Yajna dhana tapa karma pavanani manishna. Krishna says this will purify the soul. We think this is mine, this food or this wealth, this is mine. By helping others, giving charity to others, that purifies us, will come out of, okay, this is not mine, this is given by God, I'm giving it to them. Okay, so this is all good. But what is the best humanitarian work we can do to the society is give spirituality. Sarva bhuta hite rataha. Give spirituality. By giving spirituality, we are not solving one problem of him or her, but we are solving all the problems forever, eternity. Eternity. That is it. If the person is taking birth, going through suffering, I helped him to solve the problem in this lifetime, but that problem is solved, but never know, he may get a more terrible life, more heinous life in next lifetime. Who will take care of him? Right? If he's going through repeated cycle of birth and death again and again, the best thing we can help him is help that person is giving spirituality. By giving spirituality, we can help him come out of this repeated cycle of birth and death. Okay, that's the best humanitarian work. Srila Prabhupada writes. Okay, 26. So one can attain liberation soon by being free from anger and material desires. Kama, krodha, vimuktanam. Controlling the mind, yata chetasam. Sincerely endeavoring for perfection with self-discipline and being self-realized. Vidita atmana. So Krishna is giving in 24, 25, 26 is all talking about a yogi. How a yogi lives in this world, how a yogi works in this world, and how a yogi can attain perfection in this world. Okay. So one more condition Krishna is adding in 26 is free from anger and material desires. This is a must-have thing for everybody to be success in spirituality. Freedom from material desires. It's natural, we get attracted to material things, but Krishna is saying that's a trap. you have the desire. Krishna is not saying not to have a desire. We are not made of stone. We are a human being with senses. It's natural, we try to gratify our senses, but we have to do with some proper restrictions and limitations in a regulated way. Okay, if my desires are unlimited, if I'm running behind my desires, if my desires are fulfilled, that becomes greed. If my desires are not fulfilled, I'll go mad, I'll get angry. Right? So Krishna is saying these are the three gates to hell. In later chapters, Krishna says lust, greed, and anger are the three gates to hell. That will help you nicely to go back to hell or go to hell. So we don't want to go to hell, right? So that means we need to have nice regulated way, regulated desires, and control our anger by the practice of yoga, fixing the mind inwards. Then we can live happily in this world. Okay, maybe I'll ask someone to read this.
Shutting out all external sense objects, keeping the eyes and vision concentrated between the two eyebrows, suspending the inward and outward breaths within the nostrils, and thus controlling the mind, senses, and intelligence, the transcendentalist, aiming at liberation, becomes free from desire, fear, and anger. One who is always in this state is certainly liberated.
Thank you, Bob. Okay. So Krishna is talking about a yogi, how a yogi who fixes his mind inwards, how a yogi enjoys or relishes within himself, not from external things. But it's natural. Krishna is talking about a great yogis have taken spirituality by the practice. But for a normal people like us, it's natural we get attracted to material things. So what is the practice, Krishna? Tell me. Krishna here in this verse is saying, you can take up this Ashtanga yoga or Dhyana yoga. So pranayama basically. Ashtanga, they are saying Dhyana yoga or pranayama. And Krishna is giving the way to do this meditation. You can see in this picture, right? This person, this boy nicely sitting. So shutting out all external sense objects. That means staying away from the objects which cause distractions. Like a phone. If you are sitting in meditation, if our friend calls us, what we'll do? We'll stop the meditation and attend the phone call because that is high priority for us. Right? So Krishna is saying, stay away from the things which will cause you distraction. And also in a secluded place. One has to meditate in a secluded place. If I'm sitting in a place where my children are around or pets are around, we are more focused on the children or pets only, not on inner self. Not an inner self. That is also a distraction. So Krishna is saying, okay, take a nice place where there is no distraction, and also stay away from the objects of distraction. If your spouse is object of distraction, so not to stay away forever, but stay away for a few minutes. At least we can take a break. Okay, let me go to a place just so that I can meditate. So that way you can stay away from the object of distraction. That is one thing. One has to pick a nice place where you can meditate on. And also Krishna is adding few other things here. Okay, keeping the eyes and vision concentrated between the two eyebrows. Between the two eyebrows. So why Krishna is saying like, do not open the eyes fully and do not close the eyes. So what happens when you open the eyes? When we open the eyes fully, we look at the things. Even though we are in a secluded place, we'll look at the things and we'll get distracted or agitated. But what happens when we close the eyes fully? We all know we'll get sleep. We'll get sleep. Within 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or 20 minutes, one would sleep nicely. So Krishna is saying, don't open the eyes fully or don't close the eyes fully. Half open, half open. Okay, one might say, okay, this is a hard practice. Yes, there is an easy practice, that is bhakti, that is different. But in this context, Krishna is teaching us dhyana yoga. Dhyana yoga. There are people who practice this. Okay, there are various organizations who do not teach bhakti or devotion to the Lord, but they teach meditate on your atma or meditate on on yourself. But that is also a valid path. One can take the path, at least to control their mind and senses, which is very, very important. Okay, so eyes not full open, not fully closed, fixing in the what's it, in between the two eyebrows, looking like this. And Krishna adds one more thing, step 3. After that, you regulate your breathing. So we all breathe. We don't even know we are breathing, but we are breathing every day. So breathe in, breathe out. It's a natural operation. This body functions. A yogi is the one who feels that he's breathing. A great yogi, not a devotee, not a bhakti yogi. I'm talking about a dhyana yogi. He's the one who can feel that he's breathing. If a person feels that he's breathing through his nostrils, he's meditating. So most of the time we are not conscious. We are not conscious at all that we are breathing, but we are breathing. It's a bodily function. It happens by itself. We don't even know we are breathing, but we are breathing. But a yogi is the one who knows very well that he is breathing. So by such breathing, like there are pranama exercises. There is a prana vayu, apana vayu. That is, the airflow goes outwards or the airflow goes inwards. It happens up and down, airflow through nose. So Krishna is saying, you suspend it. You put a brake to that flow. Not fully stop. If you fully stop, we don't breathe anymore. So we have to leave this body. If you fully stop our breathing, so suspend it little bit, slowly. So there are pranayama exercise. One breathes from left nose to right nose and right nose to left nose and do hums like that, and holds his nose, like holds the breath for some time. So various practices of pranayama you can learn separately, or there is no, if we are doing in person, I could have taught that as well. I could have shown the pranayama exercises. But anyway, so these are pranayama exercises one can do, and controlling or suspending the in and outflow of our breath cycles. And what happens by this? Controlling the mind, senses, and intelligence. So why Krishna is linking our breath cycles to mind, control of mind and senses. Okay, let's talk about that a little bit. So what happens to our breath cycles when we are in anxiety? When we are in anxiety, how we breathe? We breathe like a dog. Okay, really fast. When we are in anger, how we breathe? Really fast. When we are in the mode of passion, how we breathe? Really fast. By fast breathing, it damages, or it really physically damages our health, our body, this body itself is damaged when you are breathing more than required or breathing hard by negative emotions, like lust, greed, anger, or any such emotions. It damages physical body also. But by the proper control of in and outflow breath, the mind is totally controlled. You can see a saintly person, how he breathes. He breathes very slow, very slow. We don't know how he's breathing, but it is said in the scriptures, he breathes very slow. So by slow breathing, we can see his actions, right? How he talks, how he reacts to situations, how he handles situations in a controlled way, in a controlled manner. He doesn't run towards doing the things, not impulsively. He doesn't do the things impulsively, but very thoughtfully he does, because he has good control of mind and senses. How to attain that good control of mind and senses? By the practice of this meditation, pranayama, breathing exercise, regulating the breath in and out flow. This is very, very practical. I personally experienced when my mind is agitated, I'll take some time to do this breathing. It's really, really helpful. And this will help anyone too. Krishna is teaching, okay? That is practical as well. Such a yogi who's Krishna is saying, so you can take up this practice of breathing exercise, regulating breathing exercise, and you can be free from all the negative emotions, the fear, anger, all those negative emotions is because of uncontrolled mind, uncontrolled senses. But if you can control your breathing exercises, by the practice of breathing exercises, if you can control your mind and senses, then you're on the path of liberation. So Krishna is giving the option one. Option one. There are different options he'll give later, but this is the option is Dhyana Yoga. If a person is not interested on bhakti or devotion or God, he can take up this path. But this path takes time to attain liberation. This has various steps. It takes many, many lifetimes to attain perfection. And bhakti, devotion is so easy. So easy. By chanting the holy name of the Lord, always meditating on name, pastimes of the Lord. We don't have to stop anything. Okay. Or while walking also one can chant, while swimming also one can chant. Right? So that way one can, it's also meditation. Doing all our activities, I've seen people while cooking also they sing, they chant the holy name of the Lord. That's also meditation that can be joyfully performed. We don't need to go to a secluded place, but that's also good. Okay. Okay, so Krishna in this context is teaching dhyana yoga, to control mind and senses. And Krishna elaborates that in 6th chapter. We'll look at it later. Okay, this is the last verse in this chapter. I'll ask someone to read.
Voktaram yajna tapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram surdam sarvabhutanam nyatva mam shantir rachati. A person in full consciousness of me, knowing me to be the ultimate beneficiary of all sacrifices and austerities, the supreme lord of all planets and demigods, and the benefactor and well-wisher of all living entities, attains peace from the pangs of material miseries.
Thank you, bro. So Krishna in the previous verse talked about how to control our mind and senses and fix our mind on the supreme Atma or Paramatma. It's easy to fix our mind on Paramatma. So we talk about Paramatma only, the Supreme Lord Krishna. And here, Krishna concluding the Karma Yoga chapters by speaking this verse, and is boldly declaring few things here. We'll see this. Bhoktaram yagna tapasam. Bhokta means, Bhokta comes from the word bhoga. That means that's something which is to be enjoyed. Okay. There is a fruit, apple fruit. Apple fruit, that is called bhoga. We call bhoga. If you offer that to Lord, that becomes prasadam. It's not bhoga. It's sin-free food, karma-free food. Okay. But if the same apple, if I eat for myself, I am bhokta. I'm the enjoyer of the food. I'm the enjoyer of the food. Okay. So now Krishna is using this word, bhoktaram. That is, he is the supreme enjoyer of what? Yajna and tapasa. He's the supreme enjoyer of yajna and tapasa. So yajna means all actions or all austerities. Right? If a person is approaching a demigod, if a person needs money or some problems, he's approaching a pujari and doing some puja to demigods, not to real Vishnu, but to demigods he's doing. And he's offering various things to those demigods. Krishna is saying clearly that everything will go to him. Everything will go to him because he's the Bhoktaram. He's the supreme enjoyer. Even the demigod also sanctions because of this Krishna. Krishna through demigod sanctions it. Okay. And any austerity, for if a person is perform austerity to a demigod or to the god, everything go to the Supreme Lord only. So Krishna is boldly saying he is the supreme enjoyer. Bhoktaram Yagnatapasan. Why is the supreme enjoyer? Because he is the Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. Sarva means all. Sarva means everything, all. Loka means universe, one universe. Loka means universe. Sarva Loka means many, many universes, many, many planetary systems. Entire cosmic creation. Entire cosmic creation. Krishna is saying he is the Maheshwara. Ishvara means Lord. Maheshwara means Supreme Lord. Supreme Lord. So Krishna is saying he is the Supreme Lord of all the living beings, all the living entities, entire universe, entire creation. Entire creation. And what this person do, this Lord, Supreme Lord, another attribute of the Supreme Lord, he is Suhridam Sarvabhutanam. He is a well-wisher. He is a well-wisher of all living beings. Sarva Bhutanam. Bhuta means like living being. Sarva Bhutanam, like all living beings. It's not just human species, it is all species. All species, there are 8.4 million species on this planet, on this Earth planet, on this universe. So there are many, many universes, many, many living beings. So Krishna is saying he is the well-wisher of all the living beings. How he is a well-wisher? We also have well-wishers or friends. If we help them, they help us. If we help them, they help us. Otherwise, they don't help us. Or if we are in trouble, maybe that person comes, he thinks about it out of his compassion, he helps us. But he may not help us after some time. If I seek help again and again, he'll say, go, get out from here. Right? But Supreme Lord is not like that. He loves everybody and he's a supreme well-wisher. He wants everyone to go to spiritual world. He shows the path to attain liberation. He puts us in a direction. Our mind always tells, you don't need to attend Gita class, you go and enjoy somewhere. Or you don't need to take up spirituality, or you don't need to listen to the holy name of the Lord. Let's do something else. But there is an inner voice. There is an inner voice that is the Lord who says, do this. This is good for you. Because the Supreme Lord is the supreme well-wisher of all of us. If we hear the inner voice, we know that is Lord is giving us direction. Okay. So most of the time we hear the inner voice, but we ignore the inner voice. Even a terrorist who is trying to attack, it is said that for him also, there is an inner voice which says, don't do this. This is wrong. but still the person does. Right? Yeah. So Supreme Lord is always well-wisher, which guides us, helps us towards him, towards spiritual world, to attain the spiritual world, to break the cycle of birth and death. So Gnatvanam Shantiruchati. If a person knows about the Lord, that Lord is the supreme enjoyer, I'm the temporary enjoyer, I'm in this world, I have this house just for limited time, after that I'll die, I have to give it to my next generation, I can't claim or I can't be the enjoyer of this house or property or possessions forever. The Supreme Lord is the supreme enjoyer of everything because he owns it. Everything belongs to the Supreme Lord. So that way he's a supreme enjoyer. If a person knows it, he attributes it to the Lord, doesn't think this is my possession for my own enjoyment. He brings God in picture and accepts the things as God's gift to us. Okay, and also the supreme controller. We think we are the controller. Everything is happening because of my own skill and ability. But if a person brings God in picture and thinks like it is because of God only this is happening, God is a Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. If a person knows that God is a supreme enjoyer, God is a supreme controller, and God is my well-wisher who helps me to guide towards Him. If a person knows that, knows about the God, gains the knowledge about the God, such a person, Shanti. Krishna is saying, such a person can live happily in this world, peace of mind. Everybody looks for peace of mind, but no one gets peace of mind. People try various things to attain peace of mind. Some people try to gratify their senses to attain peace of mind. You're watching a movie, you're watching a cricket match, or watching something else, XYZ, or doing something, drinking alcohol, drinking something, to get relaxation, peace of mind. Krishna is saying, no, nothing will give you peace of mind. Nothing will give you peace of mind. Only when you bring God in picture and delegate your actions to the Supreme Lord, considering the supremacy of the Supreme Lord, you can live happily. As long as we think we are the controller, we are the enjoyer, we are the boss of our own life, we can't break the cycle of birth and death, we can't be peaceful in this world. Okay, so that is about the Lord. So the peace formula. What is a peace formula? Knowing Krishna. Gain the knowledge about the Krishna, bring Krishna in our life, and be happy. And we can be peaceful. So the peace formula, Krishna talking about his supremacy, that he being the supreme controller. So who is the supreme controller? Sarvaloka Maheshwara. Who is the supreme controller? That controller who doesn't have a controller, he's the supreme controller. Right? So no one is beyond him. He's the one. He's the one. He's the one. No one is beyond him. No one tells him to do this. Right? No one tells the God to do something else. And no one commands or demands the God. That's why Krishna is saying himself that he is the supreme controller. Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. I am the supreme controller. Nobody is a supreme controller. Krishna is boldly declaring this fact. Okay, and supreme proprietor. Proprietor means owner, supreme owner. So we think we are the owner of this property or possessions, but nothing belongs to us. Everything belongs to the Supreme Lord. So we all know everything is a transformation of this five: earth, water, fire, air, ether. Right? Whatever made in this world is made of these elements. Nice, attractive sari, nice, attractive jewelry. or nice attractive phone, or a car, any attractive things in this world. These are all made of these elements. And these elements, who is the owner of these elements? Supreme Lord. So that way everything belongs to the Supreme Lord. But we think this belongs to us and we get trapped. So it is because everything belongs to the Lord. He is a supreme enjoyer and he is a supreme well-wisher who guides us towards him. And Krishna is a real well-wishing friend. Okay, that ends the chapter 5. So I'll give a quick glimpse again of this chapter and we'll look at one short story, and that is from Gita Mahatmya and in this session. Okay. So in this 5th chapter, Krishna is saying, you don't need to run away from the life. You be in this world. Work like a yogi. Work like a yogi. Dedicating your work unto me, unto Krishna. Offering the results to Krishna. Doing the work as a service to Krishna. So when we work with that consciousness, we can joyfully work. We can joyfully work. Work is not a burden. Work is not a burden. Okay. So, and Krishna is emphasizing this fact because the work which itself will burn the karma when done with proper mindset, proper conscious. Okay. So be in this world, be like a lotus leaf. And gain the knowledge about 3 doers. We are not the only doer. There are other doers too. That is the Prakriti, material nature, the energies of the Lord, and also the Supreme Lord himself. Okay. When we gain the knowledge about them, we attribute our actions to them, and we don't take the credit for ourselves and fix our mind onto the Supreme Lord. By fixing our mind onto the Supreme Lord, we attain equal vision. Our mind is purified. Our negative emotions, what are the negative emotions we have because of false ego, ahankara, mamakara, will naturally go away. We attain peace of mind and we see everyone equally. And on this path of spirituality, there are obstacles, that is sense gratification, sense enjoyment, enjoying through senses. One would get trapped by this enjoying through senses. Okay, so Krishna also gives a solution of that problem, that is yoga, meditating. So meditating, pranayama exercise, having a regulating the in and outflow breath. So that way one can control their mind and senses. And more importantly, the last one, that is Krishna talks about himself, that he is a supreme controller, he is a supreme well-wisher, he is a supreme enjoyer. That way Krishna is saying, don't think you are the only, don't think you are the only doer. Don't take credit for yourself. Okay. Don't think everything is happening for you by your own strength or skill. Don't become egoistic. Gain the knowledge about me, that I'm the supreme controller. I'm the one who is making sure your life is good. And attributing, dedicating your work. Krishna is saying, dedicate our work unto the Supreme Lord, doing as a service to the Lord, offering the success or failure to the Lord. So that way, such a person can live happily in this world. That's why Krishna says, Gnatvanam Shanti Muchate. Gnatva means gaining the knowledge about whom? God. Bring God in our life. Bring Krishna in our life. God in our life. Such a person can live happily. Okay, that ends this chapter. If you give me a few minutes, I'll tell the story. And we'll end the session. Okay. Sorry, I'm taking more time. I know we can take we can take one shloka and talk for 1 hour. I can. Okay. I can get references, many nice stories. I can talk for 1 hour. But it takes 700 days to finish, right? So many days to finish. So that's why, we will go in a faster pace. and we'll get the essence. And for that reason, I have to squeeze many things and take more time of yours. So this is a story from Gita Mahatmya. Mahatmya means glories. Mahatmya means glories. Glories of chapter 5. So this is the story which was narrated or told by Lord Vishnu to Mother Lakshmi Devi in a private conversation. So where Lord Vishnu is telling a person who learns Bhagavad Gita, who hears Bhagavad Gita, who practices Bhagavad Gita, such a person can attain liberation, moksha. He can break the cycle of birth and death. And he can live happily also while living in this world. So, in this conversation about chapter 5, Krishna narrates, Lord Vishnu narrates the story about a Brahmana, about his life. Okay. So, there lived a Brahmana whose name was Pingala. Pingala. His name was Pingala. A Brahmana means a person who is well-learned person, a learned person. That means he's learned in Vedic knowledge, or he's practicing spirituality. His family members are practicing spirituality. Such a person is called a Brahmana. Not the person who takes a birth in a Brahman family, but a Brahmana. A Brahmana is one who learns spirituality, who is more inclined towards Vedas and Vedic study. Okay. So this person, one person, his name is Pingala. He was born to a Brahmana family. He took birth there. He grew up a little bit, 10 years, 15 years. He was, his parents were teaching and he was learning and Vedas and scriptures. He was having Vedic study. But he is not very much inclined towards spiritual practices or spiritual study. Over the course of time, he left everything. He's more inclined towards enjoyment, enjoying through senses. Okay. So he liked singing, dancing, and making fun and interacting with worldly people. That's how he was enjoying his life, and he became very famous. And by his art of dancing and singing. So one day, king called him. You seem to be very popular in this city. Okay, you perform for me. So that's how. So he was performing, and he was appreciating and glorifying the king. And over the time, he was so much inclined towards luxury, luxury given by all the facilities, nice facilities given by the king. He was drinking alcohol. He was enjoying with other women, doing all kinds of illicit things. His consciousness totally disturbed. He's not living like a human anymore. Uh, and while enjoying through other women, he had the association with a lady named Aruna. This lady is also not a nice woman. She also had illicit relationship with other men, but this person married that woman, and they both married, and they had good time. And after some time, this lady Aruna was having illicit relationship with other men. Okay, and this Pingala learned about it. He learned that his wife is associating with other men, and they had a quarrel, they had a fight. Why are you doing this? And this lady made a plot with other men, and she killed her husband. Pingala died. After Pingala's death, Pingala, this is Pingala Brahmana, he went to hellish world because he did all kinds of sinful activities. He went to hellish world and he suffered in the hell for some time. And his wife Aruna, she lived nicely, enjoying with other men. Over the course of time, she got disease and she also died. Okay, and because of so many sinful activities, she is also sent to the hellish world. Okay, so both this Aruna and Pingala, both were in the hellish. They were put in the hellish planets, and they were tormented, deep fried. This is what happens in the hellish world. In Garuda Purana, it is said how we are tormented in the hellish world. So these both souls were deep fried nicely. And after that, over the course of time, they were given birth again. So this time, this Brahmana, Pingala, he got the body of a vulture. And this lady, Aruna, she got the birth of a parrot. Okay. So it's all divine arrangement. It's a law of karma, how this comes back, right? So we can see law of karma, how it works. So this lady killed that her own husband, right? So law of karma is coming back now. So now that this Pingala is a vulture, this vulture saw this bird, parrot, and there is some natural thing. There is something, some enmity came, and this vulture went and killed this parrot. So this is a law of karma, right? If you kill a person, that person will be cause of our own death, right? So that's a law of karma works. So this is how law of karma worked here again. So this, but good thing happened. This thing happened now. So after vulture killed this parrot fell into a place. You can see here in the picture. So this is a skull. And this parrot fell into the skull. The skull had some water. The parrot fell into that skull. And at the same time, there was a hunter who shot sharp arrows onto vulture to kill the vulture. And he chopped off the head of the vulture, and the vulture's head also fell into this skull. So both parrot and vulture head both fell into this in this skull, on the skull. Okay, so these both species again died. Okay, vulture and parrot, they both died, and because of their death, they went to the hellish world. It's like everybody goes through there. It's a transit phase. Unless one is liberated, everybody will go through those phases. We want to go to hellish world. There will be judged. You will be sent to heaven or hell, and it continues. Rebirth continues. Anyway, so these two souls now, the parrot and vulture, the Pingala and Aruna. So after their death, they went to the hellish world, the Lord of Death. So they're looking at these souls, two souls. Lord of Death said, okay, release them. The plane from Vaikunta is coming. Release them. They will go to the spiritual world. Everybody was really shocked. Really? How is that? These are the sinful people. They committed so many sins, and they lived a very, very sinful life as humans, and also as animals. Also, they went through various species. How is that they got liberation now? Everybody questioned it, and that time Lord Yama says, okay, accidentally, knowingly or unknowingly, they fell into the skull. Their bodies are touched by the water of the skull, and this skull is none other than the person called Vaka. His name is a Vaka. So he is a spiritual person. Entire life he learned fifth chapter. He was reciting fifth chapter and also all the chapters of Bhagavad Gita. And he's a spiritual person. He's a yogi. He's a devotee. He's a yogi. After the death of that yogi, these two species, this bird and vulture, they got the association, they got the touch of this yogi's body, not even yogi, yogi's skull, and they become purified. So that's how they got access to spiritual world. So this story about the glorification of chapter 5 and the glorification of Bhagavad Gita, this is about a person who hears Bhagavad Gita, learns Bhagavad Gita, practices Bhagavad Gita, and lives a life the way the Supreme Lord wanted us to live. Such a person's physical body, even after that, also that is pure. So that's the glories of Bhagavad Gita. Okay, with that, I'll end the session here. I'll stop. Hare Krishna. Thank you all for patiently listening and being on the call. If you have any thoughts or realizations, any questions, feel free to share. Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna.